I'm with Michael Pettinella on his family's 160-acre strawberry and tomato farm in the Yarra Valley in Victoria, and I'm talking with Michael today about the coming mandated carbon accounting with ESGs. Michael, how are you, mate?
Hey, Tim.
Mate, wish me luck with this one because it's a complex subject, isn't it? You're mandated to take a lot of records on this farm and comply with a lot of legislation just to run your business, aren't you? And we're staring down the barrel now in another year's time of having to account for your carbon as well. Have you received any information on how you're supposed to do that yet?
You know, my pet hate, and there is a lot of discussion on agricultural newsletters. We will be mandated to comply with ESG, environmental sustainability and governance.
Yes.
But no one knows what is, and it's a bit frustrating when some bright bureaucrats, politicians are bringing this stuff in without the groundwork and without the farmers' involvement. There may be a few individuals, but not enough involvement, and we don't know where the goalposts are. Say you've got to grow a crop, you might have to water it, you might have to fertilise it, you might have to slash it. How's that all going to be calculated in if they're working on the carbon emissions while the fertilisers you're using and the energy you're using? What's the benchmark? What's deemed to be reasonable? And what's not reasonable? Who knows what's a reasonable amount of energy to use? And there's no discussion. It's just this brainwave idea. We're going to bring this in, and we've seen the protests in Holland. We've seen protests in a lot of Europe about what they're doing with this methane, farm animals and so forth, and they're still arguing in Europe over it. And instead of us sitting in Australia thinking, let's just see what they come to. So we're jumping into it too. We've got no idea where we're going. It's ludicrous. Okay, let's talk about it, but don't mandate it yet until we've got the information in front of us, and we all sit down in the industry. We sit down, we look at it and discuss it.
Another one of your concerns that you were telling me about off camera was for smaller growers. Now you're quite lucky here. We're standing in the middle of a 5-acre wetland that you put in just to capture and purify water on your farm before it goes off into the neighbouring streams. But smaller farms don't have that amount of land to give away so that they can get carbon credits in their carbon trading scheme, do they?
And it is a concern.
So do you think that this might potentially favour larger farms over smaller family businesses?
Oh, definitely. You look, how many small farms do you hear that struggle with compliance and with some of the QA? Look, not farm safety, farm management, we've got no problems there, but some of the requirements are ridiculous. And now with a lot of these labour laws now, a lot of farmers just I talk to them, they struggle. And the smaller farms, the data's there, they're diminishing. And do we want that? You know, I think smaller farms are better for the environment and society, but we're pushing the smaller ones.
They're good for towns too, aren't they?
They are.
Because they keep people employed.
And their local lives there, and the employees aren't a number. And it is a concern, and it goes against all the logic when we hear politicians and talk about food reliability, food resilience. Well, you're killing all the small ones. If you put all your eggs in the basket with 3 or 4 multinational food producers, one falls over, you're limited. At least if you have multiple small amount of producers, at least you're spreading your risk. But this way, we're not spreading our risk. We're doing the opposite to what the government wants. Why have a system in place that's so complicated you can't do it yourself?
Yes.
And who pays for that? And that takes money out of the economy. It takes money off the primary producer who wants to comply.
Yes.
But the system is so top heavy, and the information is not fully available. There's no table how to go and do this. So Joe Bloggs walks in, I can make you comply. You've got no idea, and you're paying in the money.
And you're doing nothing different.
Nothing to, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not changed your practices at all, has it?
It's going to limit your availability to borrow money from the bank, your EGS score. If you lose 30% of your ESG score for some middle person, well, you're restricted your amount of money you can borrow, or if even be able to borrow.
Well, Michael, I'm keen to find out more about this ESG business and everything that are being forced on farmers. Thank you very much for your inputs, mate.
And I'll be
ideas.
I'll be listening to find out, because I don't know what the hell where we're going. It doesn't look too promising, so I'll be listening.
Share your observations and ideas in the comments section, and let's start talking about ESG in a critical and informed and engaged manner. Mike, thanks very much for your time, mate. Good idea. If you're concerned or interested about ESGs or soil carbon trading, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification, because over the next 4 weeks I'm going to have some very important guests on the show. The first one next week will be Professor Richard Eckhart from the University of Melbourne Department of Agriculture, and he's going to shed some light on the implications of ESGs for growers, and also whether or not you should actually get involved with soil carbon trading. So over the next month, let's dig into this topic at some depth and see if we can find out some answers to some of Michael's questions, and maybe even your own.